Yeah, Matt, you bring up a good point because it's serious. It's a serious thing when you're on the street and like we got real bullets, real guns, real people, real bad guys.
Yeah.
And your life's on the line.
Yeah.
And that's your backup.
Well, not to mention if someone gets a little overly scared or not qualified to handle pressure, worried about. I mean,
and who are they going to shoot? I mean, this particular person, even if they have, even if they have their guns out and they're holding someone at bay or until other backup comes or whatever. Who knows if they're going to shoot the person next to that person?
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
What's a liability? Not only that, to the people around them, the pedestrians, the victims, even the perpetrator who might not even be a threat. But that person might think that they're a threat. That to me is insanity.
It's
to even put someone like that on the street that's not even capable of A, jumping over a 6-foot wall, 2, not being able to like fire properly in the right direction. You're talking about how many rounds? 10 in their own vicinity, and then hit 2 of yours. How do you even know you hit the full 48? I'm just saying you could have just.
You're right.
You could have
gotten 40.
Yeah, or 30 or 30. Well, I'm not going to do that.
No, hey,
you.
Whatever.
But I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying. So what if someone like that was supposed to be on the street? I mean, I've seen videos of a cop so worried and so scared because he was in a chase, shoot a victim while he was just hopping out of a car and get killed. I mean, just because he didn't know how to handle pressure. I've seen that for no reason. I've actually, with my own eyes, seen it. And so to me, it just boggles my mind why you would even allow your police officers or pedestrians or anyone on the street, civilians, to be in any kind of danger like that. I mean, to even have a job where you can't even get over a wall when you got to deal with, 6 foot, 7 foot men, sometimes 200 plus pounds.
I compare it. It's like a doctor. If you pass a doctor, a surgeon that can't use his hand because maybe he has something wrong with his hand, some kind of disability or something,
right,
where he maybe shakes with a scalpel. But they're like, oh no, he can be a heart surgeon or whatever. I'm kind of extreme, but like I don't want this guy operating on me if he can't hold a scalpel straight if he's cutting into me, right?
Yeah, right. He needs to know what he's doing. He needs to know the medical.
It's no different.
Research. Yeah, right.
It really is no different.
Well, I mean, at least these people all knew all the laws when they got out, right? I mean, they at least you mean to tell me they didn't know?
Reality. This is the reality.
Wow.
You learn certain radio codes. Okay, you learn because you have to learn the 10 code, or that's what we had. Departments have different codes, and you phonetics. Phonetic alphabet. So when you're spelling someone's last name, like if it's Smith, you're like, Sam, Mary, Ida, Tom, Henry. Okay. Right. That's phonetics. And so that's what you really learn. You learn the basic charges, battery assault, domestic violence, the ones that the city actually pays attention to. You have to kind of learn those.
Easy books.
Yeah. And that's how much in depth of law you learn.
What about gray areas or anything like that? Coming across a situation where they don't know what to charge you with, or
on any given arrest, you're arresting the person maybe for something, but then you go back to the station, you figure out what you're going to charge them with.
That's kind of messed up. Not to even know. So these people are policing our streets, don't even know the law, don't even know. Not all cops. I'm assuming not all cops. Yeah, but then you book them basically on stuff that you can come up with or what you thought up to get them up off the streets. Not you per se, but a cop could do that. An uneducated cop or someone who doesn't deserve to be a cop. They can just make it up.
No, it's actually you congregate amongst the cops to figure out what to charge a person with. So
what?
They sit there.
You don't even know what you're getting arrested for.
Half the time you don't. You bring them in and you have to figure it out. But that's what you do. You play out the report and then you figure, okay, we can charge them with this, and this, and this.
That's not cool.
No, it's not, because you should be knowing what you're getting charged for before you're even cuffs are even put on you.
Right. And not only that, the DA will sometimes look at the report. Sometimes I know because I've seen it and then come up with charges. Yeah. Sometimes they do let it go, but a lot of times they don't. And that's like part of the problem, I think, too, is like there's something wrong with that law system where it's like you're getting points or awards or promotions for how many felonies you can convict people of, or misdemeanors or whatever. You get this many arrests or this many convictions. It's actually a merit system over ruining people's lives per se. In some cases, I mean, there's no real help to that situation.
It's kind of funny you say that, because there is a merit system once you're there.
Wait a minute, you're talking about the police?
Police, yeah.
Police have a merit system.
I'm saying that once you're there, and we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
But during academy, there's no merit system. It's a participation trophy, like these guys, you know, like I see these kids sometimes they play for soccer teams and their team sucks and they get a trophy. It's like, why the hell are you get a trophy?
Yeah.
Your team sucked. You shouldn't get a trophy.
Seriously.
But in this day and age, you have to give everyone so they don't feel bad.
Soft.
Yeah. So okay, so you have that in the academy. They put you through, and then you become a cop, and then it's
Wait a minute. They have that in the academy. So
I mean, that's
the same thing.
They changed the rule for the height of the wall because the one person can't get over it.
No way.
That's the same thing as a participation trophy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's exactly what that is.
You tried to run
Hey.
and you tried the obstacle course, but you couldn't do it. But hey,
So then, where's the cutoff? Where's it end? Where's it stop?
great question.
Yeah, right. Like,
Great question.
So, all right, there you go. Well, that makes me a little bit more. I mean, but it just doesn't make sense to actually hire a bad police officer because not only that, it makes your community less safe. If you don't know how to deal with people, it makes the police officer unsafe or unfit for duty because then now you're putting that person at risk. I'm sorry, but anyone that is dealing with brute, blunt male force should be met with that. It shouldn't be met with anything less than that, to be honest with you. That's my personal opinion, because what are you going to do as a 120-pound female going up against a man who is 220 plus pounds, 300 on any kind of drugs or PCP
100%.
or whatever that's just going nuts? No, you're just going to become a victim at that point, especially if you don't know how to fire your gun or defend yourself. I mean, just to even try to hold someone there.
Right.
It's dangerous.
It's so much harder when someone's on drugs.
Yeah.
It's I have like crazy examples of that too. But you know, another thing, domestic violence. If you're beating up your girlfriend, your wife, or whoever you're with, right? As an example. And you got like 120-pound, and no offense to this person shows up,
right?
And they have to escalate violence. As a cop, you just can't shoot people. Right? You have to escalate it. You would think. You go to a taser, your baton.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going to try to do, right? But none of it's going to, I mean, a baton's not going to work on you. No. You know, with a 120-pound person, you're going to be like stopping it. And you know, so especially like your adrenaline's already going because you can be in a fight. Maybe you got hit. Who knows?
You're already mad, yeah.
But the point is like, who do you want coming? You want someone that can handle themselves, that you might look at and be like, well, that may, you know. Because as a man, you get that feeling when you size somebody up, or right, where you're like, okay, I'm not worried about it.
You get pumped up off it.
Yeah,
we're made for this. As males, we're made for this. We talk about how tough we are all the time, the time. So so go back to what you were saying. I'm sorry. What's up, everybody? I'm Big Daddy Swolls. Hopefully, you're enjoying your entertainment on BDS TV. If you are, please make sure to give me a like, comment, and subscribe so you guys can be the first to be notified about new content that's released. Also, be sure to check out my website, my music page, my social media platforms, and our merchandise store, all listed on the links below.
It's like one of those things. So you're going to be a problem where this person's going to have to call back up anyways, because they're going to know that you could destroy them. So they're going to be like, okay, I need you know, the radio signal for a backup, right? 1025. So they're going to do that, and then you're going to get more people there. So now you have to pay more cops because
that person couldn't even handle the situation.
That's just one of hundreds of examples.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if the situation called for someone like that, fragile, being scared, they're going to panic. They're going to put them in a situation where they're going to panic.
Yeah, now you got a person that can't handle you physically, and has to escalate violence, like escalate the use of force drastically up because they have no choice. If they're by themselves, right? Single man unit shows up, they come up. Let's just say it's you know, someone that's smaller stature and that kind of stuff. Immediately they have to go to a gun, right? Now, if this is the same person that was at academy with me that likes to shoot in various directions, well, maybe your neighbor is getting hit when I'm trying to shoot you, or maybe the victim. I mean, so many bad things can happen with unqualified people. It's horrendous.
I think they could at least do that. At least fix that. At least know the law. At least know how to shoot. At least know how to run and be capable of some sort. And, you know, I mean, like I said, this isn't a stab at all cops, because there's a lot of good cops out there, but there are some pretty bad seeds and also some definitely unqualified ones out there. I mean, there's been some times where I actually have to call a supervisor to show up because the boots don't know what they're doing, or they don't even know the law.
You should always do that.
Yeah,
always, when anything starts going away, you don't think it should. Like if they're searching you without cause, or or if they're not telling you why you're encountered with them where you have to stop and give up any of your freedoms,
Right.
You gotta challenge that.